12 minutes gone past the hour of 5 p.m. and you're still listening to Hot Facts in 92.3 Nigeria Info. I am Kaladako Rubatibo. It's time for us to have another round of interesting conversation. So it still has to do with the political situation in River State, and I'm just ensuring that I'm very mindful of my words. Like I would always tell you, the listener, to be mindful of your words. And I think I have to, manage the situation by example, right? So I'm just being very careful. By the way, I am Kaladako Rubatibo. You can follow me on social media, Kalada. Yes, we can continue all our conversations for development online. But better still, you can watch me live as I'm in the studio, bringing you the conversations. On Facebook, Nigeria Info PH, on YouTube, Nigeria Info PH, and on X, where we are active and interactive, Nigeria Info PH as well. So, it's a very interesting report that I just got, and it is about, we just talked with the special advisor on political affairs to the governor of River State, Darlington Orji, and I remember asking Darlington if there is political crisis in the state, and he said there is none, and that the governor is not willing to fight. That's what he said. But I'm wondering if that is the case with the report that I've just got. Governor Gov Fubara said members of the Martin-Amaewhule-led House of Assembly do not exist. Yeah, you heard it right. Governor Fubara said this when a delegation led by the former military governor of the old River State, Delta Spieth, and former governor of Bayelsa State, Senator Seriaki Dixon, visited him. The governor said members of the House are only meeting because he allows them to sit. Now, I need to underline that part, that part of that statement, that they are only meeting because the governor allows them to sit. All right, I will be taking your reactions on that. Hopefully, maybe by tomorrow, we would have lawyers explain that part of that report where it is said the governor said members of the House are only meeting because he allows them to sit. The governor also vowed never to worship the minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, despite the role he played in bringing him to power. But also we're trying to x-ray what that means. Not worshipping. What does it mean not to worship the minister of the FCT? Was the minister demanding some worshipping? We're wondering. The governor also spoke on the support he has received from Bayelsa State Governor Doyediri and the need for both states to continue to work together in peace. Earlier, the former governor of Bayelsa State, Seriaki Dixon, thanked the governor and the minister of the FCT for showing restraint. Correspondent Oyekachi also reports that the delegation was at the instance of Ijaw leader and former Federal Commissioner Edwin Clark. So the matter is really getting interesting, and now there is the wonder as to whether there is indeed peace. I don't know if I'm the only one seeing it from that angle, if I'm the only one seeing it from that direction. The matter is in court. Some Rivers elders had gone to court, even the Rivers civil society organizations, RISCA, also went to court and asked the court to interpret the section of the Constitution that has to do with defection to another party by lawmakers. So while we're waiting for the courts to do the needful, all of these debates, are going left, right, center. And I remember after the Abuja Accord, some people asked, why would the governor sign? And after the signing, some people asked, why will the governor recognize them? Remember, he recognized them. And part of the Abuja Accord was that he would allow them their salaries and whatever money is due them. So these people are earning, these people are taking taxpayers' money, because if he thinks they're illegal, like he the reports is said he pronounced, then they should not be earning salaries. They should not be earning. Or maybe he's also waiting for the declaration by the courts. Maybe he's also waiting for the courts to come out and categorically say that these people are not lawmakers, because one would wonder, if he does not recognize them, why is he allowing them, and why are they earning salaries? But thinking about it now, he's not the court and he cannot make that decision. But if it's not the court, then why did he make that statement? So these are the confusing parts of the conversation, and I'm hoping that we will be able to maybe, tackle a bit of it before we get lawyers to come into the studio tomorrow, and do justice to the conversation as it relates to this matter. Oh my. But for now, I'm wondering, if we can say that, if he is claiming it's illegal, if we can say he's complicit in this illegality, given the fact that he is the one allowing them to sit, according to the statement. I did not make the statement. According to the statement. But then what does this mean? Because yesterday on Friday, I beg your pardon, on Friday, and I played the clip not too long ago, I think during the big stories, I played the clip and I, mentioned that Victor Oko-Jumbo had stated during the MOI rally, or is it Thanksgiving service, that the authentic members of the River State House of Assembly are only 3. Oh my, once again we're waiting for the courts, but we cannot ignore these statements that are flying, given the fact that we are meant to talk and look at some of the trending stories, current affairs and all of that stuff. Alright, so I'm going to open the phone lines in a jiffy, but I've got a few questions I'm throwing at you. I've got a few questions that I'm asking. I've got a few questions that I would like your thoughts on. One of it is, why do you think the governor is changing his tone as it relates to the legislative arm of government in River State? Before now, he would say when asked that there is nothing too big a price to pay for peace. And once again, I remember the AIT interview with the governor, where the governor did mention that, see, if he wanted to cause problem in the state, if he wanted chaos in the state, he would have, he is the governor. But he wants peace. And that's the reason he has told the path that he has told. And so the question in my head then is, what is causing the U-turn? What is causing the change in attitude? And if, so many things on my mind, if, second question, if the governor does not really recognize them, but is just allowing them to sit, then why would he allow them to override him? Before we even get to overriding, why did he, send a list of commissioners to this House of Assembly members, for, what do you call it again? For, is it verification and approval? Something like that, right? And for screening. Yeah, for screening. Why would he send your names for screening? Why would he write to the House of Assembly rejecting certain bills? I guess now we understand why, the talk about submission or resubmission of the budget is not happening from the side of the government house, the executive arm of government. We understand why it's not happening now. But then again, why would he write? And there was a banquet, I can't remember which of the banquets, where, Martin-Amaewhule was recognized as the Speaker of the House of Assembly. So what is causing that U-turn, that change, that reversal? What could that be? I'm wondering, do you have an idea? I'd like to hear. Secondly, talking about peace, is this not going to escalate? Or maybe is this some kind of reply? Clinton did call in the last hour and was asking me if I did see or if I watched the TVC report. And I wonder if there's anything different from what I explained with what he explained. That, Senator Magnus Abe has said that the governor is not the political leader, but he is the administrator, the person in charge of governance. And I wonder if there's anything different, because Magnus did say, yes, that for you to be a political leader, you've got to earn it, right? You've got to show and have followers, right? But for now, it's just a governor. It's just the political administrator of River State. So could this be, in a way, a reply to the other parties, the other people, as to if as to I'm in charge. I'm the political master as it is right now. I want to open the phone lines now, but I'm looking at the clock and I just feel like the odds will interrupt whoever is the first caller. So I'm just going to dilly-dally for a little bit, and then I'm going to open the phone lines eventually. Remember, we're live on Facebook, Nigeria Info PH. We're live on YouTube, Nigeria Info PH, and we are active on X and very interactive as well. Or better still, you can take the conversations to my personal Facebook page or personal Twitter, X account, or even Instagram. I reply you, and the handle or the handle is the Calada, TheKalada. All right, okay. So I'm just gonna what do I do now? Okay, I'm just gonna read some messages, I guess. Did you people say this governor is a peaceful man? I think the governor wants to ignite crisis. Is people should advise him now, or they shouldn't come tomorrow to shout, "Leave our governor alone! Stop distracting our governor, please, Mr. Governor. We need peace." Who's on my Chima with that one? All right. This one says very simple, Canada. The governor just realized that these members of the legislative arm don't really mean well for the state, and as such must be given their right place, which is what he's doing going forward. DB with that one on WhatsApp. And Dave says, good afternoon, KD. Is the governor not preempting the courts? The matter is in court, and the lawmakers cited that there was division in the party. It is left for the court to define division in that context, but the governor explained the role of the court, and if the lawmakers are illegal and is allowing them to sit according to him, is it not allowing illegality? But what do I know? Dave is asking. But Dave, you're just asking the same question I'm asking. I'm looking for answers. I'm really seeking answers to that question. When I did come back from the commercial break, I would talk to you proper, and I'll get your thoughts. Just stay tuned.
Government special announcement.
call the phone line, so better still send your messages, either voice notes or text messages, to the WhatsApp number 0809 0306 416, or you can dial the studio with these numbers 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0003, and 0817 923 0007. I'd like to hear from you. I'd like to hear you. Just remember, we're live on Facebook as well, and I'll be reading a lot of messages from Facebook. Got 92, or rather, I beg your pardon, Nigerian for PH is the handle, and there is Nigerian for PH for YouTube as well, and there is Nigerian for PH for Twitter, where we are active. Bobby, there you are on Facebook, says, good evening, Canada. It is laughable when the governor said the 27 lawmakers do not exist. Galada, to be honest, the whole thing happening in River State is confusing the governor. The 27 lawmakers are legitimate lawmakers until the court says otherwise. BJ D. Bryan says it is a big funny statement what the governor said. If it is true, hope if it's impeached tomorrow via the judiciary, won't leave the government house. I don't get that part. Are you saying, okay, I get your point now. Wosu Courage Baba says, if you can't remember since the elder statesman made a statement to the governor to stand up and fight back. Okay, if you can remember since the elder statesman made a statement to the governor to stand up and fight back, since then the governor's body language towards peace changed. That's from Wosu Courage Baba. Ada Egbe says, true talk, because Tony Okocha Wike recognized them, but the governor will install his own House of Assembly very soon. Interesting the angles I'm getting on Facebook. Very interesting angles. I'll come back to read messages, but let's look at the phone line. I've got Clinton from Bori. Clinton, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear from you, Clinton.
Canada. Our governor is waking up.
Did you just say it's waking up? Why do you think it's waking up?
He's waking up, but I think he shouldn't preempt the court. The problem I have with the crisis in Rivers State is with the court. They have refused to uphold the tenets of the Constitution. If they delivered justice on this matter when it started, I think by now we should have known whether those people are lawmakers or not. But the court have remained silent on the matter. So the governor saying that they are not lawmakers or unknown, that is his own opinion. But that might be a different opinion when the judges sit down and deliver their judgment. For me, according to the Constitution, we have been saying it, that once they detected that they lost their seat. But the lawyers, the judges have been very silent on the matter. Why? They prolonged the matter, and the matter caused so much crisis in Rivers State. So I think the court should be proactive. They should come up and give us judgment. Let peace return back to Rivers State. If they are lawmakers, they are lawmakers. If they are lawmakers, conduct fresh election in Rivers State so that we can have representatives in those constituencies. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, Clinton. Daniel from Imo Gate. Daniel, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear from you.
Good evening, my brother Kalada.
Yeah, greetings. Chinke Daniel.
Man of the people.
Yeah, welcome.
Yes. Whenever I call on, I will always say, I hate pretense. If we are operating a democratic government, why would one person or two or three claim that they gave a whole state a governor that will make the governor to be, you expect him to be loyal to, that is to take permission, even when he wants to go to the other room. I don't get all this. Let us keep our integrity intact. I am telling you, we are not operating a democratic governance. We are just pretending. Let me end it there. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much. I've got Bright from Rumigbo. Bright, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear from you, Bright.
Kalada, good evening.
Welcome.
Thank you. The statement of the governor is not entirely correct.
Oh, really?
I didn't want to just outrightly disprove him, but I would say
when you say
correct.
it's not correct, are you saying the report itself or the statement by the governor is, is not correct in the sense?
Sorry, come again.
When you say it's not correct, are you faulting the report or are you faulting the statement made by the governor? Which is it?
I'm faulting the statement made by the governor.
Okay.
One, he says they do not exist. And then he says he allows them to sit.
I'm listening.
One,
go ahead.
Can you hear me?
I'm listening to you. Go ahead, Bright.
Good. Saying they do not exist, that's not correct. They exist as lawmakers. Defection is not an automatic offense for a lawmaker to lose his seat. The Constitution didn't say once a lawmaker defects, whether there is division or not, whether there is faction or not in his party, whether there is a merger or not with his party, the Constitution did not say once it happens that the person automatically loses his seat. Everybody has been quoting Section 109, subsection 1G. In Section 109, subsection 1 of the Constitution, there are 8 offenses that a legislator, a House of Assembly will commit, and then he will lose his seat.
Okay.
Defection when there is no division, merger, or faction is one of the offenses. Absenteeism is one of the offenses. Subsection 2 tells us the process through which a legislator or an assembly member who defects will lose his seat. But all the lawyers, all the analysts, all the journalists, and everybody has given deaf ear to that subsection 2.
No, not all.
The Supreme Court.
Right. I think some lawyers have come in and said, what you're saying, so not all. So, but quickly go on.
Okay. I think I withdraw that. Now, that subsection 2 tells us the process. It is the speaker that will declare this when a lawmaker defects when there is no division in his party. It is not the court. And the Supreme Court has said in several other cases that when there is an express constitutional provision on an issue, no court judgment can override that express constitutional provision, including the Supreme Court. So if the Constitution has said when you defect, it is the Speaker that will give effect to the declaring your seat vacant. Court judgment cannot declare.
But then, the question, I think I've had 2-3 lawyers make that argument. But the question I've asked that nobody has been able to answer is what happens when even the Speaker has defected? I mean, it's part of the defection. What then happens?
Fine. What happens? Our law is silent. Should we impute what should happen when the law is silent on that?
Interesting.
The law didn't say when he defects. And again, look at it. If you go to where this thing is written, it falls under the rights and privileges of a legislator. If you go to the Constitution, look at the way it's arranged, it is classified under rights and privileges of a House of Assembly member.
I've got to go, Bright. I've got to go. Summarize. I've got to go. Summarize, please.
Okay, fine. On the second part where he says he allows them to sit, is he going to fight them? Is he going to take laws into his hands? Is he going to recruit people that will chase them out? That kind of statement depicts dictatorship, and he shouldn't go that line.
I've got to go, Bright. Thank you very much. I've really got to go now. Braid from Rumola, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear from you.
Good evening, Mr. Baturo.
Yeah, Braid, welcome.
Yes, Section 109 talks about this defection by the lawmakers. When you defect to another party, automatically you lose your seat. And the court pronounced Edison AE as a substantive speaker. And Edison, in his own wisdom, declared Martin-Amaewhule and others vacant. So, if the governor today comes to say they are not recognized, the other one, because the member sitting is not recognized by him, I think it might not be wrong.
All right.
Because in the respect he has for Mr. President, that makes him to implement some of those things that we are applying for him. So let us look at it side by side. The governor, in his own wisdom, by making that pronouncement, he might be right. But the thought is also helping Rivers State in this matter.
All right.
By now, this matter would have been laid to rest if the court has come up with justice. Because there are several ways of litigation in this matter. There are different litigations lying fallow in the court.
All right.
They were just cracking their foot and judges. I don't know what it takes there to give judgment.
All right, Braid, I've got to
go.
go.
If it is in a standard climb where the jury sits, I don't think it will take even 1 week to give judgment. A case like this, a River State matter,
All right.
is a constitutional matter that needs to be decided.
Braid, I've got commercial break, so I've got to go. But thank you very much for your time. I'm going to read this message. It says, Canada, the authentic members of the River State House of Assembly are just 4 in number. Martin-Amaewhule and his friend have lost your seats, so anything like screening of nominees by the governor should be done by the authentic assembly members. Chidi, I think you meant 3, because he is now chief of staff. There is, to a limit a man can take, KDB. There is, it is the 2 sides of life being maligned by people. The side of His Excellency Sir Fubara as governor and the side of His Excellency Sir Fubara as a man. The governor had said there is no crisis in River State, and that's it. If there are attempts to distract him, that the side of him as a man, that's the side of him as a man, I think you meant to say. And then you said Sir Fubara's position on the former lawmakers is in order. We know a little what the powers of a governor is the landlord of that complex. They should just let sleeping dogs be. Sukari from Awalga. And this one says, because majority are doing wrong thing, does it make it right? The legislative have done more harm than good, and people have started opening his eyes to know the kind of power he has. Most times in Nigeria, being quiet doesn't help matters. Ezekiel Isaiah with that one. And this one says, I think the matter is already in court, therefore let us wait and see the outcome of the court judgment. And this one says, good evening. If the governor said he doesn't recognize them, who's funding the House of Assembly since? How are they getting the money? Calvin from Elelewa is asking that question. So many messages, but I'll have to read them after the commercial, or rather after the commercial will be time for the major news at 6. So open season, I'll come back and I'll read some of the messages and I'll take some more calls and we'll talk about this. So do stay tuned after the commercial break.
Hello and welcome to yet another fantastic time on your radio. I am Gabriella, welcoming you to Real Estate on Radio with Ori Martins. As usual, I have with me in the studio the one and only, the Chief Apostle himself,